I don't want you to use the circuit board from task one because that's already been done. I want you to create your own. There's so many special text effects online. Go search Google and do Photoshop type effects and then do Photoshop background effects, and you'll find tutorials that you can actually do and add to your design. So I don't want you to repeat what we did from task one. I definitely don't want to see that. Now I like the idea, but it's definitely, since we already have it already done. Now the other thing is you don't really want to do is you see how computers cutting across the edge of this roof area makes it harder to read. So I want a different, maybe a different image. Maybe you have to place the text in a different location. I definitely think you're going to have to make this character just a little bit smaller because the right side of the arm is going outside the edge. So I'm going to take my shift key here and select every piece of layer, and let's go up to edit free transform, which I can't do because you have all these things locked. So let me unlock it, which is good. You lock it so you don't make mistakes. So I definitely think you need to make this a little more proportional. Okay. Um, Now, as you do that, that gives you more room to put your text and do something a little bit different. Now, for the background, one of the things is, the shadow itself. Think about how the shadow is. Go out on a sunny day, look at your shadow. It's not that hard edge. So the first thing we do, and there's tutorials on showing you how to do a cast shadow. So go online, type in cast shadow Photoshop tutorial, and you'll find exact same steps. I probably will show you here, but you want to act like a shadow. So you have to, first thing I would do, I would go up and blur it. I would go up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and that's probably a little bit too much. So I'll do about six pixels there maybe, and then I'll probably add a mask because I want to, as it gets farther away, it should disappear. So I'll use my gradient tool. I just want to make it subtle. Okay, so that's the thing about a shadow, is just it's subtle enough for that purpose. Now once you do this, then maybe we do something different here with the background, trying to make the text stand out. Anytime you can create anything from scratch, there's so many tutorials in the back about background, Photoshop background that you can create. Um, but let's see here, because really what you're going to have to do, probably, I wonder if we take this, make sure you name your layers. Anything that has a layer 3, layer 4, those all need to be named. So if I click on your background layer and I take the spot healing brush tool, work on removing, I'm removing the window pane. And what I think you might have to do here, and I would probably break the text onto different layers at least, so it gives you more control. Like here, if I take critter and I take my text tool, I'm going to put that there. Let me just unclip everything here. Okay, then I take Chris, cut it out. Let me go in here, just make sure we got some extra space, and I can resize this back. And the reason why you get this is then I can move this down. Could center it. Select both of these. Let's see here. Let's get computer together. Select both layers. Make it a little bit larger. Then take Chris. Make it just a little bit larger than it's too close to the character. I would have to reduce the size of the character even more for that. But I'm trying to get an area that I can work with. Sometimes you might go like this going across. Again, but it's too close to the character. I would have to reduce the size of the character again, to get what I want. So, like in this case, I can resize this height. But again, I don't like having those lines in the background. So I'm trying to find an area, and this is why I'm thinking that you might have to find a different image, for that. The other thing you might want to explore is layer styles. Tons of things you can do with layer styles. There's default layer styles. You can create your own, or you can go in and utilize ones that are already there. Okay, so if you go out there to Photoshop and you Google it, let's see here. Let me go to a tab, type in layer styles, maybe computer Photoshop, maybe something that maybe comes up with computer related. Not seeing too much. Let's do tech. And then here's some things that comes up, maybe some layer styles. And what you do is you download it and then you can load it. And you really want to make sure that you don't need to join any places. Don't want to spend any money on anything. You just want to find some free stuff that you can work with. And it looks like this one here is costs money. So that's what I do is I come back up and I look for other styles. Um, like maybe something computer related, like this. This will be an interesting design, or something like this for that purpose. And something like this. Again, this looks like it's asking you to go to a different and load a free count. So maybe it's something. Again, the layer styles. What happens with layer styles? Once you download it, then you extract it. You just come over here to this these 3 lines or 4 lines. You choose load styles. Find the styles that you want. So here I have a Harry Potter style. I just select that and I click on load, and it's going to load it at the very bottom, and it's automatically going to apply a certain style to it. So you can actually add so many different styles, and you can have some fun that you can find something that's more oriented toward your design. But you might have to think about a different image in the background so you have some room for it.